And hey, look, speaking of Andrew Schultz, I was watching the Joe Budden podcast, and not Andrew Schultz, but they was talking about the No Jumper podcast, right?
Yep.
They're talking about allowing white people into black spaces and giving them all kinds of passes and credit and credos and all these all this shit about white people, brown black people, and being in black people business.
Yeah, and like I said, so the issue
Hold
was
on,
is if
I want to finish.
oh you
They
oh
say,
oh
I do that sometimes. They said
no you
all,
don't.
hey, look, they said all this
With Parks on the
while
board.
with Parks on the fucking board. I don't understand if people hear themselves talk while they're talking. Like you shouldn't know white people being in black spaces talking about they trying to just infiltrate, and time will tell. They all show their true colors eventually.
Fam,
But
this
this
is
nigga pressing your record button, fam. Come on.
that is the closest to reparations. Parks is the closest to reparations I think niggas gonna ever get. Like when you could just talk about they just talk about white people like dogs with that nigga sitting right there. Yep, yep.
Hey, hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey, 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 fam, you missing the okey doke before I go take my first bathroom break of the evening. Um, they talking all this shit about white people while paying this white man to be in his place to do it.
Again, that's how they feel like they can get away with saying the N word. They'll pay one of us. I mean,
Mm.
he's the ultimate reparation. They don't give him a smaller check than everybody else, and yeah,
And
just
feel
so
like
they
they
can,
getting over on him.
and just to say cracker around him. And he's one of the good ones.
Ah, he's the white friend.
Yeah, he's Black Mike.
Mm.
He's Black Jamal.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, white
yeah.
Jamal.
He's the white Jamal, the one that everybody all white the 4-H families had hosted for that one summer. Yeah, Jamal. We had a black kid from Brooklyn at our house for this summer.
yeah.
Jamal. Kid name was kid name was Darren.
Right. You mean Keith?
His name wasn't Jamal. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I thought his name was fucking Jamal. I mean, what he looked like a Jamal. I thought your all name was fucking Jamal, like George Foreman did his kids. I think your
his
all name is Jamal.
his name is Keith. Remember he said that when he first came. And it's funny that we have the same name. We're both named Keith.
Oh, Jamal. You're so
Jam-
funny, Jamal. I
Jamal was
thought he was
awesome.
joking. I thought he was joking. I thought he was mocking me from being from the ghetto. I thought he was, oh, Jamal. But no, so what happened on No Jumper was this Nick Fuentes nigga, former KKK member, uh, came on the show and to zero of his black hosts. Like he has a plethora of black affiliates, and none of them was seated to ask the tough questions. Being
Mm,
Adam from No Jumper, Adam 22 from No Jumper, former skater turned black activist porn star,
black
uh,
activist porn star. That's
black black blog porn star. So yeah, that motherfucker basically just ran off the name of the coloreds, and now he's going all white. So what he said he did was he said he put a word out to Van Lathan to try to get him to be his counter, and Van declined. But Adam has plenty of African Americans right on his own crew. Though they may not have been as seasoned as a Van Lathan, they could have definitely gave some pushback to a clearly needed white room.
it could have
Well,
been some
well,
black voice there.
the issue, I think what happened with his was he had a dude on his show that tried that pushback to a white supremacist shit before, and he was whoever the dude was that made who all the hullabaloo was
Hubba
about.
Hullabaloo,
Hullabaloo, the brother, um, was on the show
AD.
before. Ad, he had did one of those before. It didn't turn out well for him. So he was like he admitted himself. He was like, this time I wanted to do my due diligence and I wanted to make sure I was on point for it. And the motherfucker told me, nah, we'll
Nah,
get Van. And then they didn't get Van. And they didn't bring none of them other motherfuckers on. I guess maybe because they thought they might be stupid. But you didn't fight in his stead. You didn't well, you can't handle it. I know I don't have the smartest niggas around me, so I'll just fight for you. He didn't do none of that shit. And after the fact, I think what happened was
some of the
the black
content was
people,
displeasing.
right? So the black people was they was an up they had an issue with it, and one of the dudes went on his show on that guy's network and was like, "I'm holding you accountable. That was some bullshit." Wop. And then Adam 22 said, "You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going soft rock all day, all week, all night." And now we're where we're at with the situation with them being mad at each other now. But you mentioned the the cool white guy, and everybody thinks that their white guy is the cool white guy until they prove themselves otherwise. And it so often happens where they prove themselves otherwise. When are you gonna smarten up and stop giving these? I'm not saying you can't be associates or friends with white people. Uh, I'm just saying that you should not give them the pass of could never be them. They're different. You should never get to the point where you allow them to be that comfortable where they feel it's acceptable to disrespect your people in your presence.
Mm,
Because while you're thinking they're one of the good ones and you're thinking that you're one of the good ones and the people that they're talking about are different than you, no. The people they're talking about are the exact same as you in their eyes. You're the only person that holds that difference. But when push comes to shove, they knocking your ass right the fuck on over
with the
and letting
rest
you
of
know why they do it. And they do it every fucking time. He shitted on you when he brought that person on there. He shitted on you when he told you you couldn't come and try to do no pushback. He shitted on you when you got mad at him for doing it. Going to
sm-
shit on you, fam. It's just what's
smarten
going
up
to
now.
happen. Smarten up now. How many times it got to happen? Stop letting white people get comfortable around you and your space. Stop letting these individuals act like they are authoritarian or influential figures in your shit. This is your shit. They're coming into your arena. They're crossing over into your area. They should act as a visitor the entire time. But we allow these motherfuckers to get houses over here, get comfortable and shit. You
Hey,
know, you go to Vietnam as a non-Vietnamese person, you can't buy a fucking house because you ain't from here. You ain't from the set, so you can't get a house here. You can't. We don't want you too comfortable.
hey, yeah, you know what's crazy? We need to petition. We're petitioning the wrong crowd. We're petitioning the sense and the senseless. You know who we need to petition? The racial and the racist. Hey, white people, why y'all letting them build their bones in a substandard group of people?
Mm,
That should be our angle. Because
mm.
their thing is they build their bones in the colored center and then try to take their shit to the next realm in the marketable arena. White people, why are y'all accepting them back with our stink on them? Stop
Mm,
promoting these. Stop promoting these shiftless flip floppers.
mhm.
They know more than one Jamal.
They
They
know
know
more
us
than
all.
one.
All of them. Don't let them back. I think that'll
Mm.
work a lot better than getting us all unifiedly to be succinct and in concert with one another. Black people love being incongruent. Like I think we just like that. I think we like that lightning bolt as a symbol. We not gonna roll together. It's gonna be a little. And what nobody ever notices about a lightning bolt. See, as a amateur artist, that middle, when you make a light bulb, you always make it straight over and then go straight up. But no, there's kind of a backtrack and then up. When you draw a light bulb, I mean lightning bolt, you kind of you go up, the motherfucker go down, and then it don't just go straight over.
Hmm.
Just draw a lightning bolt. I mean, draw a light bulb. You a lightning bolt. You know what I'm talking about,
Hey, look, I have to draw one. I don't know.
right?
Yeah, but that's my stance on that shit. I don't know what else to tell you. Stop giving these motherfuckers so much grace and making so much room for these individuals to come and fuck you over.
Again,
Make
that's not gonna happen. We are a gullible, lovable people. There's always gonna be a new crop of us letting a new one of them like, oh, he can dance. Oh, he can do the new latest TikTok dance. Let me hear what he has to say.
look at
You,
him stepping with the
ev-
brothers.
everybody loved Justin Timberlake, and then he pulled Janet Jackson titty out on national TV.
There'll
Mm.
always be a Charlemagne.